Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Waffle and War by Command Battle In. I am Joe, and this is Christopher.
Hello, fans.
Now today we are going to do a little bit of a look at the Death Guard's new army rules, which is Chris has not really been looking at them, so there's a lot of stuff on here that you'll see his first time reaction to it, basically.
We're going to take this journey together.
Yes. Right, so those that are watching on YouTube, you can see at the moment on screen now that the Death Guard Army Rules is on the screen. So at least you've got something to have a look at. And I'm going to just introduce you, Christopher, to the new Nurgle Aura range, which is exactly the same as the previous one.
Yeah, it looks like it works exactly the same. First, second, third battle round gets bigger.
Yep.
And reduce one for the toughness characteristic. So something that's nice to carry on from 9th into 10th.
Yes, absolutely.
Eases in with not too much change.
Definitely, definitely. So have you had a look through the rules yet? Have you had a chance to?
Are you asking me this?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, then no. Life keeps getting in the way.
So
And screamy babies.
yes,
Causing,
screamy babies.
yeah,
So
screamy baby.
so the detachment rule that you'll get is spread the sickness. I don't know if you've seen that. Stop me if I've already explained this to you, and I'm sure most people listening may already know this if you follow Death Guard. But basically, my understanding is you get to give Nurgle's gift ability to an objective marker.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. I really like that because it was a stratagem, wasn't they? Wasn't they? In ninth.
Maybe, yeah. So it looks basically saying we plan to flag it, and even if we off it until you go into range, I own it.
Something
So
like that, yeah.
does that mean you basically are going to score the points for it, even if you move off it?
If you control this objective marker by the end of your command phase, add a Death Guard unit from your army and your Death Guard unit from your armies within range of the objective marker. That objective marker is said to be infected and remains under your control even if no models are in range of it, until your opponent controls it at the start or the end of any turn. In addition, while the objective marker is infected and under your control, it has the Nurgle gift ability, and if it were a unit, basically, the contagion range.
Which would mean that basically when you start to get near it, it reduces the toughness characteristic as well.
Yes, which is awesome. I don't know why. I'm not a Death Guard player. I don't play Death Guard, but I think that's awesome. That's so cool.
You like the idea of sabotage and set up on objectives. So it's almost like, Joe, maybe you need to think about getting the Death Guard army.
Well, we did that game, didn't we? Which the seek and sabotage. So I never even thought about having like a like I don't know, spending a command point to sabotage to make the toughness and strength of the, you know what I mean? That's cool.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. It's good. Some nice
Quick,
artwork.
make a note of that for our future War Spanner games.
Absolutely. Stratagems. Have you had a look through the stratagems?
Joe, I've not looked at this, but this is our first look through.
Well, this is your. I mean, I looked at them. Was it last week when they came out, or this week? I can't remember. All right then.
Unfortunately, I haven't had a chance. So
All
let's
right.
have a little look.
Are you looking?
What I do know about is disgustingly resilient. I'm going to jump straight to this one first. Let's
Yeah.
talk about the elephant in the room because it's a big elephant. 2 command points.
Woo.
Actually, I did have a little look at this. It's coming back to me a little bit. 2 command points to essentially reduce down the damage.
Yeah, that's got to hurt. As a Death Guard player from 8th, man, they came out in 8th. That's got to hurt.
I'm going to come out and say it. It's a pile of horseshit.
No.
That's what it is. I'm going to say it. It's a pile of horseshit. 2 command points to basically save yourself 1 damage. Is it even worth it?
Probably not.
And I'm going to. Here's my thought process. So you've got to spend this on a unit, so it's not just on every single unit within your army.
Yeah.
So you can only spend the 2 command points on a unit that you're gonna help out. Then if you look at the play company, I believe it's the what unit? Now I need to look. Just think, it's the basically one for bringing back a wound.
Can't help you with that, man. I'm not too sure. I've lost the bloody.
Maybe
Oh,
it
there.
wasn't that. Maybe what I was thinking is along the lines of that 2 command points to reduce a wound down, but then you've got a plague surgeon. If you've got that in that unit with no
Mm.
command points, it's bringing back wounds anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not worth spending 2 command points to reduce down 1 damage when you could just have your plague surgeon there going, "Don't worry, I've got a plaster."
Now, interestingly, and the devil is in the detail and the wording. So previously, it used to say on not just this but on other things, subtract one from the damage characteristics to a minimum of 1, meaning you could only ever get down to 1. But this doesn't specify that you can't get any lower than 1. So in theory, and I'm just looking at, I was trying to pull up people that were watching the YouTube channel. I was trying to pull up the rules commentary, which has come out, which is 19 pages, 18 pages of like FAQs and stuff like that.
Corrections.
Talking about modifiers. So I assume that they haven't written it because it's obvious that you can only go down, so you can never go to 0, so you can never subtract it enough so it's to 0. Bit like the Helix Gauntlet in the Space Marines, where it gives that damage characteristics of 0 instead of 1. Does that make sense?
So we say that we might now be able to.
So I would assume that it would only ever reduce it by 1, not down to 0. So I'm just having a look here. Modifying characteristics. Armor penetration objective can never be worsened by 0. But that's not damage. Toughness. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Strength, toughness, attacks and damage characteristics can never be modified to below 1. Okay, so there you go. So it doesn't get modified to 0. It just reduces 1 damage.
I just didn't put the word in.
Yes, yeah.
Gifts of Decay. That's the point I was trying to make. So right underneath the disgusting and resilient stratagem,
yeah,
you've got Gifts of Decay here. In your command phase, 1 Death Guard model from your army effect. Your model regains up to D3 lost wounds. If your model's unit is within contagion range of an infected objective marker that you control, your model regains up to 3 lost wounds. That's 1 command point. So why would you spend 2 command points to reduce the damage down?
When you can, yeah.
When you could just take the damage and then spend 1 command point to get D3. So the only time that you're going to really spend that disgusting and resilient now is if you've got a model or a unit that's got 2 wounds left and something goes through that does 2 damage. And you want to keep it in the battle. That's when you would spend the two points for your disgusting and resilient.
Yeah, I think
it stays in, and then you use your Gifts of Decay to buff it back up again up to potentially 3 wounds more.
I think it's a pile of horse shit, if I'm honest. As you said.
Yeah, it's but in most cases you're not going to spend 2 command points on disgusting and resilient. You're going to spend 1 command point on a Gift of Decay and just earn the wounds back.
And then you're also going to spend the other command point on Ferric Blight, which until the end of the phase, each time a model in your unit makes an attack. Oh no, sorry, I thought it was incoming. It's not outgoing. Ignore that. You won't spend that.
Although you could, for your retaliation, you definitely do want to improve the armor characteristic by 1. Yeah. If the target attack is with a contagion range effective marker, you score a critical wound.
Yep.
That's pretty mean.
Improve the armor penetration of 2.
Basically, disgusted and resilient now has just become a pile of wank. I'm just going to put it out there.
Yeah.
And it's other units seem to be more resilient than Death Guard are.
So I would put the question to anybody listening that plays Death Guard: in what scenario would you use that 2 command points? Because don't forget, command points are, although they come every turn, they're expecting us to spend quite a lot of them. Would you? What scenario? What situation would you use that? And do you think it's good? Because personally, we think it's a load of pile of horseshit. Do you think it's good? Let us know in the comments below.
Like I say, the only way I can see that you would use disgusting and resilient, like I say, is if you've got 1 attack that's coming in, you've got 2 wounds left. The attack goes through and it does 2 damage. That's the only way that I can see that you're going to say that you can keep it on 1 wound left.
Yeah.
But it's going to be very rare that that's going to be the case.
Yeah.
In my opinion. This is just my little old opinion, though. As we know, no one really listens to one, I think.
No one listens to us, full stop. Then you've got Sanguious Flux. I think that's a Sanguious Flux. Until the end of your phase, weapons equipped by a model in your unit have sustained 1 ability, which I can't remember what that means. And while your unit is within the infected objective marker control thingamybobby, it gets sustained hits 2. Which
So I'm guessing that we've got a reference sheet somewhere for that.
Oh, it's sustained hits when you roll a 6, you get an extra hit or something. Hang on.
Well, I don't know, because it says sustained hits 1 and sustained hits 2, so...
Yeah, so it's like... Hang on, 1 minute. Let's just have a little look.
It's saying if you roll a 6, you get 2 hits on sustained hits 2, and sustained hits 1, you get 1 hit.
Possibly, that would make sense. So if you roll a 6, that 1 dice becomes 2 on top of the 1 that you've just rolled. 1 minute, hang on. Azza, where's your cheat sheet? Is that it? I'm asking him like he's here. Yeah, I've got it.
Yes, it's there.
Actually, we don't know where Azza is today. We've not. He's been rather quiet. We must have lost him in the warp. It was all that painting of his fence. Sustained hits. Okay, sustained hit X. Critical hit rolls add X amount of additional hits. So if you roll a 6, on top of the 6 that you roll, you then will get 2 additional hits. Yeah. Okay.
Sustained or critical?
Sustained. So if you roll, so a critical roll is a 6.
Yeah.
So if you roll a 6, that 6 then gives you 2 extra attacks if you're within range of your objective marker, or 1 extra attack if you're not.
So those objective markers that we bought, you know, the ones that we've got that are like Death Guard.
Yep.
Numbers. That's going to come in a lot of handy in the games, because it looks like Death Guard are going to their new thing almost is like they've dropped the resilient thing and they've gone with the diseased infection thing.
Yeah. Which
it seems like actually taking an objective and infecting it seems like that's going to be quite a big deal for the Death Guard.
Yeah, I mean, so they've made themselves weaker by losing the disgusting resilient, but then they've made themselves tough, or Games Workshop have made them tougher, and they've made the fact that everybody's weaker against them. So it kind of is still there in a way, in spirit, but not. Yeah. It doesn't do the same thing. If that makes sense.
I think it's not gone down well from some of the Facebook groups I'm part of.
Well, if you
I'm just going to jump ahead to see what the
I'm on the next
sheet for the Plague Marine is.
Okay, I shall. Well, I shall look in. I'm just having a look at so that your next stratagem is Boil Blight, which is in your shooting phase. 1 Death Guard unit from your army can select 1 unit within contagion range. Until the end of the phase, each time a weapon by Death Guard model, blah 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 blah, that weapon has heavy and ignores cover. That's going to be quite useful if you're firing something out.
Yeah.
Looking
at the Plague Marines.
Yeah, I've just seen one that you might be really, really interested in, actually. Yeah, looking at the Plague Marines, sorry.
Yeah, so their toughness is 5. What's the strength on your Marines?
So they'll be 4 still. I don't know off by heart, but they're still going to be 4, I imagine.
So they've still got 2 wounds and they've still got toughness of 5. So they've not... Because if you remember when they nerfed the Disgusting Resilient last time...
Oh, they gave them an extra...
From 8th to 9th, they gave an extra wound to counteract it, but they've not done that this time.
Okay.
Which is interesting. But what they have got, bringing back to controlling objectives, is their ability is remorselessness. While the unit is within range of the objective marker that you control, each time you take a battle shock test for this unit, add 1 to the test.
Okay. Well, that's quite good. I mean, it's all about the battle shocks now, though, isn't it, really?
Yeah. So basically, it looks like, again, fixating around holding objectives is going to be a very big thing for Death Guard.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to infect it. It's going to... It gives them extra buffs to their battle shocks. It's, you know, lots. It looks like Death Guard going to be a hold, sit on the objectives, hold the objectives, and they're going to be really tough to move off the objectives.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the feeling I'm getting with Death Guard, which then does play into their lore a bit more. Makes me feel a bit happier that they've not.
Yeah. Oh,
I've lost you. Screwed us over.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've just seen a stratagem which I think you'll like. 1 command point. Your opponent's shooting phase just after when your enemy has selected its target. So let's say I'm a targeting. I'm a targeting Italian. Yeah. Cloud of
Yeah.
flies. I'm a target. I'm a targeting. I keep going Italian. I'm a targeting. You're a death walk. No, you're death
We
guard.
get cancelled.
Well, I was just doing Mario. I target your, I don't know, pox walkers or something like that. Then you
Yeah.
can choose that squad to basically give them the stealth ability, which
Yeah.
I think subtract from my hit rolls or something like that. Is it on? Oh, it's not on Az's special. Or Azza needs to sort
Until
that
the end of
out.
that phase, your unit has the stealth ability. There was something on a data sheet, wasn't there, about stealth ability? Do you remember I was saying that basically he joins with them and goes, "Hey guys,
Yes,
if you,
yes.
if you tiptoe, it's harder for them to hear you."
Yeah, I think your stealth is -1 to your hit rolls, I believe. So that's quite good because you didn't have that before, and I think that's going to be quite useful for you. Dropping
We
on
did
20
have
bucks.
some sort. We did have a cloud of flies stratagem.
Did you? Was it like a smoke
Yeah,
grenade though?
it was basically a smoke screen. So you just I think
Ah,
it was
okay.
one command point, and you just deducted one from the attack's hit roll.
Ah, okay. So that's basically like, okay. So you never use that.
No, I never. I did once or twice, but not that often.
I
I
remember,
think
yeah.
it was very. I think it was quite specific with which units you could use it on.
Ah, okay, okay. So your enhancements you've got. So as we've just found out today, these now cost points, and I think it's just like the HQs or the leaders that can have them. I'd need to verify that. Don't quote me on it. But they basically, where you can see them, add aura 3 inches to the aura, add strength and toughness, and add to if you're in range of so the deadly pathogen one, if you're in range of an
Yeah,
objective marker, add 2 to the strength and attack rolls of the bearer's melee weapon. Imagine sticking that on Typhus. That's going to be mean as hell. He's got like a
yeah,
10 attacks, isn't he? 12 attacks he'll be doing.
yeah. Add one to the strength and attacks to the melee. While the bear is within range of an infected objective marker you control, add two to the strength and attacks characteristic. The bear. So I think you add one to the strength and attacks as normal, and then again when it's on an objective marker, bringing us back to the Death Guard will be very much a sitting on objectives.
Yeah, yeah.
You then basically add the extra one onto it as well. That's nice.
It's very nice.
I'm starting to see how the Death Guard are going to play.
Yeah.
They're going to. We should have done this for ninth. I may have won a lot more games
You
because
played
I'm starting.
To be fair, though, you played Necrons a lot more than Death Guard in ninth, I think.
I think I did. Yeah, I
Mm,
think it's because I was trying to develop a love for the Necrons that I
yeah,
just didn't quite get as well. I mean, Death Guard have always been the army I started with, the nostalgic.
yeah,
That's one thing.
definitely.
But I can see how these are going to be very hard to get them off. Once they get on an objective, it's going to be very hard to shift them off an objective.
Have you
That's what I'm
seen
seeing with this.
Have you seen the droning or the
The droning,
droning?
droning.
Yeah, it's an
While the main unit,
enhancement
yeah.
that gives
The
you
contagion range of the bearer.
yeah one roll 6 2 to 5. That unit suffers 1 mortal wound on a 6. It suffers
So
D3.
each time that unit, well, so every time the enemy unit within
Yeah,
range fails the battle shock test, you basically get additional mortal wounds.
that's mean as fuck because obviously
Oh,
when you get battle shocked, you can't use stratagem. So let's say my intercessors are on your objective marker, they fail the battle
yeah,
shock test, they lose the ability to score, they lose the ability to use stratagems, they do something else, I can't remember what now, they will also get mortal wounds if they're within range. That's fucking mean, dude.
basically I'll pick them off.
Yeah, that's
So
good.
again, this is going to be a very hard army to get off those objectives once they're on
Yeah.
them. You're gonna, yeah, I can see it's gonna really change the Death Guard. I'm quite excited now
Yeah.
to play a 10th game.
Right.
Which
So
I've got some dates for you, by the way, Joe.
you got some what?
Dates for us to get together.
Oh, excellent. We need to do that.
For us to film our first game.
Yes, we're very excited. I'm very excited.
Comment below if you're excited to see us try and bumble our way through 10th edition.
Just quickly, so before we move on to the next subject, so I was going to suggest we talk about some of the models, but just quickly before, let's do a quick shout out to Skeletal Stevo for commenting.
Yep.
on YouTube,
Thank
and
you.
he also commented on Spotify as well, which I won't say his name because I don't know if that's his real name or not. But thank you for commenting, because you've commented quite a lot, and we massively appreciate it. And then
We
there's
do.
also there's
We also
another.
appreciate that you enjoyed our debate about Lieutenant.
Yes. 1 second. So there's somebody else. Sorry, I'm not on YouTube on my. Give me a half a second. 1 minute. 1 minute. And then also, hello to Flowing Sounds, whoever you may be, wherever you may be, because you've commented quite a lot as well, whether you're listening to this.
Yeah, and we appreciate it.
We do, and everybody else that has commented or liked and subscribed and told their mums and all that, because it's very helpful. And I know it's sort of a cringe cliche thing to say, but it generally, honestly, does help the channel. And we're trying to make
our
it.
morale.
It does.
We get more motivated the more that we know that people actually care.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've always said from day one that we are not doing this to be famous or to make money. We're doing this because it's fun. And that's what Warhammer is all about. Fun with your mates. And we like to bring you along on that journey because you're all our mates. Anyway.
that was cringy.
Anyway, now you've all wiped the vomit from off the floor. Christopher, I know you've not looked at the data sheets, but I know you have. Is there anybody... Yeah, go on.
Peak.
Go on.
Yeah.
Who do you want to talk about first? Come on.
I don't know, because I'm currently repainting my demon prints, aren't I?
Okay, let's look at the demon prints. Although you're painting them up as chaos, aren't you? Without wings.
I'm painting chaos, but without wings. But he has got his shoulder pad as Nurgle.
Yeah, so you can still use them.
Remember. So my idea is that he's got a bit of a homage to Nurgle there. So we could either bring him as Chaos and back in ninth. I've not looked at the Chaos stage sheets yet. But back in ninth, you could give the gifts of Nurgle, and I have had a little look. I lie, and I believe you can still do something similar with the Chaos ones. So you can give sort of gifts from Nurgle. So that was why I given him the shoulder pad.
Yeah.
With a Death Guard look. Not going to release a photo of him just yet, but I am quite pleased with how much better he's looking.
He looks good. And we've mentioned this before about repainting up older models. It's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Definitely worth it.
Yeah, I stopped using my demon prints because I was getting a bit embarrassed of them. So I've redone his paint job. I'm much happier with it. And like I say, he's geared up more to be used as Chaos than he is as Death Guard. But I can bring him as Death Guard, and I may bring him along if his data sheet.
Quick question. Quick question, because I can't remember. What is the model equipped with?
He's got the Hellforged big sword thing. Hellforged sword.
Has he got a plague spewer? Because he's been given a plague spewer.
What, the demon prince?
Death Guard demon prince. Yeah, it says plague weapons. Plague spewer.
It may be, if you remember though, Games Workshop have released a newer demon Death Guard. They've released a new demon prince, haven't they? A model that's £50, whereas this one's like £20. So it may be that the new model's equipped with these
I'm just having a look now.
Is this where someone comments below to say, "I'm really sorry, I know you've just painted them up, but you can't use that one anymore because you have to use the other one."
I can't find any more.
Make me cry.
When I Google it, it's all pictures of the one that you've got, and then there is one that's got 3 fingers that are like cannons.
Oh.
So I don't really know. Let me just get rid of the Nurgle part. Demon Prince. See that Demon Prince model hasn't got a plague spew either. I don't know.
So I don't know. I can't see what you're looking at. There's now 3 different models available.
Yeah, there's the one that you've got. There's the new one which looks really good, and he's standing on a rock. And then there's the one where his arms are pointing down without the wing, or there's the old PlayStation 2 looking graphic guy. Who is grey. He looks like a gargoyle. That's what's coming up on mine.
Yeah, that's the old Sigma one.
Okay. One sec. Not that you people can see this, but let's just send it to Chris as what I can see.
Just have a little look.
But saying that, actually, if you look at the model, it does look like he's got a cannon mounted to his fist, but I could be completely wrong. I wonder if that's like a cannon on his fist. I mean, this is going down a rabbit hole that doesn't need to be doesn't need to go. You know, yeah, he's got a plague spear on his hand.
Joe, you haven't sent me anything.
I have. Check it out.
No.
Oh,
You
it's
sent
not
me a
working.
picture
Oh, there you
of some jump dudes jumping over things.
go. It's on yours, not onto the Warhammer group. So the one that I've just sent you is delivered. The one before failed. I don't know why.
Got it now.
If you look on his
that's the new model.
yeah,
He's got a little cannon there.
he has.
Yeah, that'll be a spewer.
Oh well.
Oh damn it! There it is. I'm gonna be getting a new model.
Hang on, wait a second. Wait a cotton picking minute.
I don't know if I can say that because obviously my wife definitely
Hang on.
listens to our podcast.
No. Yours has got it. It's just not very evident on the model. I'm gonna send you this one. They've painted up, and you can see a green tube going into his hand. So I would say it's probably not as noticeable. Can you see on the picture that I've sent you? He's got a green pipe that feeds into his fist.
Okay, yeah. So that feeds into like a bug type thing, so it must spew out of the bug, maybe.
Yeah. It's just not as obvious.
What I should do is just be very careful to paint that to make it look like it. Okay, good. So that's handy. So yeah, nice.
Actually, sorry, saying that, I could have actually showed people because those that are watching on YouTube could have actually seen that. Sorry, never mind. I'm going to show you quickly. There you go.
Sorry,
if you're
Joe.
watching, there's a plague spewer there. And if you look on whatever website this is, he's got a green pipe that feeds into his fist, and it looks like it probably comes out of there. There you go.
Google.
Right,
so plague spewer.
Hi.
Let's range of 12 inches, so that's standard for plague spewers. The attacks are a D6.
It's an infantry skill. It's an infantry +2. Which means it's an infantry +2, which means if you're fighting against infantry, you get +2 attacks. So you do your D6 +2.
So D6 +2.
Yeah, that's good.
You ignore cover.
Love it.
And it's a torrent. I'm guessing that means automatically hits.
Automatically hits, yes, yeah.
Yeah, which is why the bullshit bit says.
I still think bullshit. Also, he explodes D3 when he dies.
Nice.
Interesting.
He also has still got the 4+ invulnerable save that he had before.
Yeah.
Although I'm pretty sure I used to have to bring that as a warlord trait for him, so I think that's a new gift.
Bonus.
Yeah, I think he used to use his revolting resilient and give it as a warlord trait before.
Yeah.
He gets Nurgle's gift aura, grandfatherly blessings with his psychic sort of aura ability.
Yeah.
Which is while a friendly unit within contingent range of this model. You've got feel no pain 6+ ability. So does that mean basically a 6+
shrugs off
save?
Shrugs the wound off.
For anyone in that unit.
Yeah, so that's your old disgustingly resilient, isn't it? A 6 up feel no pain.
He's giving it to a unit. So again.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Model of where does it say that you can?
So it doesn't.
You know where it says who you can put it with.
So he can't join anybody. He's not a leader. He doesn't hold the core keyword leader. His is an aura ability. It's also a psychic aura ability.
So he can't join a squad and give it to them. He has to stand next to the squad and say, "Hi guys, do you mind if I stand here?"
Yeah.
And then they say, "Well, we can't really say no because he's a bit big and a bit hideous."
Yep, you've got it.
That's how I make all my friends.
Now, interestingly, if you play him with wings, he has the ability to charge, and that charge does devastating wounds
Nice.
in the attack.
And his movement goes from 7 inches to 11 inches.
Nice. His toughness is... Hang on, his toughness gets weaker, though, the flying variant. So his toughness is 11, which is insane, and then it's 10.
10.
When he flies. 10 wounds. They've both got 10 wounds, haven't they? Yeah. Leadership is 6.
Got save and throw of 2. We've got 10 wounds.
Nice.
Leadership is 6 and 6. And his OC, is that the objective secured?
Objective secured, yeah. Objective count or something.
So that's 3. Basically, he counts for 3 models. Is that right?
Nice. Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice. Looks good. So he's got to stand next to a unit rather than joining the unit.
Okay, so quick question. Who was your favourite Death Guard model? And we'll have a look at his stats. Who was the one that you absolutely always brought to the games when you played?
it's going to be the malignant playcaster, isn't it?
Okay.
Because it started off as Typhus, but then for points wise, it wasn't
Yeah.
worth bringing him, and now it looks like it might be worth bringing him again. But
Okay.
let's have a look at the playcaster, because that used to be my HQ a lot.
It
It's
did.
found its way in.
Also, if you notice his face, he looks like a fish.
Let's have a look.
If you look at his face, he
There
looks
it
like
is.
he looks like a little
I
blowfish.
think
Look.
it's because he's so bloated and foggy with disease.
Oh,
and famine.
actually, he's actually blowing out some disgusting stuff from his hand, so it makes sense that the model's face looks like a blowfish because he's going.
Yeah, he looks. He is a nice model. I'd like to repaint him or get another source playcaster model and paint it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's another one, isn't there, in the Death Guard Heroes?
Don't talk to me about it. I've got nearly all the heroes, and the only one I haven't got is him.
Well, now's your chance. You can get again. Anyway, right. So,
Nope, they're sold out.
well. So he has got. So you've lost the. Well, we've all lost the ability to choose our psychics, but he's obviously gained someone that are quite unique to him. So Plague
But
Winds.
He's got two, hasn't he?
So he's got Focus, Witchfire, and Witchfire. So he's got Plague Winds, which is Witchfire, which is an attacking psychic ability, and then he's got Focus, Witchfire. So it's a stronger version, but it's more. Oh God, they're torrent as well. So, oh, there's no. Oh God, that's mean. That's really mean.
But the other thing is they've got two psychic auras, whereas everything else has one so far.
Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't say you. It doesn't say whether you choose them. You just have them. But just going back. You don't take any ballistic skill on that. They're torrent. They're automatically hitting. So you can never fail it. You're always going to be, apart from if you do the strength v toughness sort of thing. I suppose actually thinking about it.
Yeah, because they'll automatically hit, but they won't automatically wound.
Yeah, but still, that's pretty mean.
They could fail, but it's never going to hurt me because obviously some other tests, if you roll the one, it inflicts damage to yourself.
Yeah, although it says the other one is. It says the focus one is hazardous, so I don't know when you would roll the ones there. Oh well.
Maybe. I don't know. There must be some sort of rule. But we'll find out because he's going to be coming to the party, isn't he?
I tell you this for free because it's on the screen and Games Workshop have released it free. His melee weapon has lethal hits, so it's a psychic. I don't know what it means on its own psychic because it's a psychic melee weapon. So if anybody can shed light on that, that would be useful. And it's got lethal hits, which on a 6 it automatically wounds. So you're auto wounding on 6. 4 attacks with the that's also pretty mean.
That's nice. Good. And then we've obviously got Pestilent Fallout, which was the ability that I used to really like in 9th, that allowed on the psychic test above a 7. On a successful, you did 1 extra mortal wound to the closest enemy unit.
Yeah.
So let's take a look. In shooting phase, after the module was shot, if one or more of those attacks made with the Plague Wind scored a wound against an enemy infantry unit, until the start of your next turn, subtract 2 from that unit's move characteristics and subtract 2 from the advance and charge rolls. So it's not as good in respect to chipping off wounds. However, it is quite good for sort of stopping a unit from being able to get onto an objective by slowing it down or charge in and attack something.
Yeah.
So actually, that's not that bad because, like you say, it's a mean Plague Wind now, which before it was a lot more like, will it land, will it not land?
Yeah, yeah.
So you're going to shoot. You've got a chance of getting one of those wounds to land, and then once you do that, that enemy unit is basically bogged down in and running slow.
Yeah, yeah. Because there is a Plague Wind hitting them.
Yeah, and we can basically stop them in their tracks from leaving or advancing on or attacking. So we can really mess up someone's strategic plans.
Now your Gift of Contagion's good. Have you seen that? That does mortal wounds. That's just above it.
Yep. So that's the D6 where if you roll a 1, you suffer D3 mortal wounds yourself.
Yeah.
On a 2 plus each mod of that unit makes a melee attack, subtract 1 from the wound roll. Okay. And the 2+ into so basically you're using that to
Debuff the enemy.
yeah.
I thought it read that they also get mortal wounds. I misread that. I just saw mortal wounds. Like, oh, I'm excited.
Got excited,
Mm.
yeah.
They
You can
can.
select one enemy unit within 18 inches of. So we're selecting an enemy unit, and then basically until the next start shooting phase, each time that model in that enemy unit makes it a melee attack, subtract one from the wound roll. So that could be really hard because if you were to then use your witchfire, whittle them down,
Mm-hmm.
hold them there so they can't run away,
Mm-hmm.
and then charge them, and then they can't fight. Like they're not as good in fighting.
Yeah, and he can join the Plague Marines, which
Nice. So
maybe let's have a quick look at them because I think they're pretty mean. That what have they?
yeah,
So all their weapons are lethal hits. Their plague bolt gun is a lethal hit, so you're automatically hitting on 6s, so that's quite good. Plague spewer is an infantry 2, so him combined with these guys, you're gonna do some damage. They're gonna be really hard to remove off the battlefield, off the objective
the
markers.
and to be fair, the attacks characteristic of the plague wounds has increased.
Of the
If
what?
the bubonic weapons
Oh,
are now 4 attacks melee
oh,
per model.
-2
Uh,
AP.
yeah,
Jeez,
heavy plague weapons are 3 attacks, and they are 2 damage -2 AP.
you
Plague knives you now get 3 attacks.
your bubonic weapons are fucking marine killers. They are.
Yeah,
Strength 5, 2 AP, doing 1 damage each. You've got 4 attacks each and a squad of 5. You're going to do some serious damage. And to be fair, like you said, the plague knives are pretty mean. Although there's no AP on there, but with a
no, but
heavy
that's still
plague weapon,
yeah. So I think they're going to cost for those, but yeah, I mean, getting those, going into combat against those while they're sitting on an objective,
Mm-hmm.
getting buffs to their battle shock test and reducing your toughness down, and it's just going to be absolute carnage.
It is, man. It is. Death Guard
I need to make sure that
cultists.
I've got the best painted Death Guard army going.
Hey, you can use your cultists in the Death Guard as well.
I can, yeah, they are in the
That's
codex.
cool. Well, they definitely
Yeah,
are. I'm looking at them now. Your Poxwalkers. I like the fact that you've got while Typhus is leading the enemy unit destroyed. The results of Typhus, the Eater Plague ability counts as the enemy model is destroyed by an attack made by a model in this unit for the purpose of the ability. Don't know what that means. Don't know. But each time you destroy a model, it comes back as a Poxwalker.
yeah,
And they've got a +5 feel no pain as well. So they've still got their discussing resilient ability that they had last time. What was it? The Horde one, wasn't it?
yeah. It makes sense though that they do because they are basically zombies, so they're not going to notice when they get their arm blown off or their leg blown off. They're just going to keep going.
I mean, the guy in the middle of the picture, he's got a robot arm.
Yeah, and he's got all his guts hanging out.
Yeah. 10 to 20 Poxwalkers with improvised weapons. I love that. I don't know why. And they've got lethal hits as well. So the Poxwalkers are, although, so it's very much like the Tyranids. So the Tyranids are, like the troops are weak, but they've got auto hits, or they used to in 9th edition, if you could pay for it. So that you've
Yeah,
got
which
that as
actually
well.
in ninth, you did quite a bit of damage in that last game.
Yes, I
In
did.
our last ever ninth game, go check it out if you've not watched it.
Yeah, after this.
You when you were rolling, you got some 6s that did lethal hits, didn't you? And it
Yeah.
actually it did that basically. It automatically wounded, and it meant that you actually made quite a difference to the battle.
Yeah, so the one model that I used to hate of yours, the Flower Blight Spawn, he is a leader,
Oh yeah.
and he has got the ability
What?
he has got the ability to fight first in melee when he joins a squad. He's got
That's
an
nice because he's hard hitting, isn't
yeah, he's anti-infantry +2, so you get D6 +2 attacks if you fire into infantry. It's torrent automatic hits, obviously, and it ignores cover. The strength is 7, -2 AP, doing 2 damage each. Again, marine killer. Close combat weapons are okay. He can go with your plague marines, and you can also have him and something else attached to it, I think. You can attach this model to the Plague Marines even if one other leader is already attached to it. So you can have him. Oh man, this is going to be so much fun.
So this is where really synergizer is going to go well, because if bring him along with like the plague caster or plague surgeon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
You've got your Bioglus Purifier model. You know, the ones with all the weird bottles and heads.
I don't own him though.
No, but he's got a hyper blight grenade. I don't know if he had that before, but he's got new. They've all got new abilities, and he's a leader as well. Deadly Demise 1. Oh, so he explodes. I think is that right? Deadly Demise.
I'm going to need to get him because he's part of the combat.
Yeah.
Is it the combat patrol box?
Yeah, yeah.
And obviously that's going to be significant. So
now
I'm going to have to get him.
The one model that was really useless, the Tallyman, which you don't have.
Yeah.
I'm just running through them now. He adds 1 to the hit rolls to the squad that he's leading, which is useful. And on a roll 2d6s on a 7+, you gain a command point. So that's kind of useful.
The command point thing was the thing before anyway. It's the other one that I don't think it was. But going on to Plague Surgeon, because he's one I quite enjoyed getting a feel for how to use him.
Yeah, he was like he was the worst model in 8th edition. Sorry, he was voted the worst model, and then they brought him back in 9th, and then obviously 10th. What does he do? Go on. I know you want to tell me you're excited.
Let's have a look. I'm yawning a lot. Tainted Netherseum?
Netherseum, yeah.
Netherseum.
Whatever.
This unit is leading a unit. In your command phase, you can return 1 destroyed bodyguard model to that unit.
Okay, that's useful.
Interesting. The question is, what's a bodyguard model?
So I think if he joins the Plague Marines, those Plague Marines become his bodyguard.
Nice. So this is where having the Plague Surgeon is going to be more helpful than spending the command points for Disgusting Resilient.
Yeah. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, or let me know in the comments if I'm right, that that's what bodyguard model means, because I don't know. That's just a guess, because he's a leader.
It will come up.
Yeah. At the end of your movement phase, select 1 friendly Death Guard infantry character that is within 3 inches of this model. That model regains 3 wounds. So we had that before, but still.
Diseased healing, that's called, isn't it?
Yeah. He's your apothecary. The apothecary.
Yeah. So if I remember rightly, I really first properly played him in a squad of Marines. Finally figured out how to use them when we played Winters.
Yes.
Edition,
yeah.
Which means we're gonna have to go and see our friend Winters and play a 10th edition game. You know,
we shall.
So we can keep name dropping them. Otherwise,
Yeah. Otherwise, it gets real old quick. Yeah, Blight Lord Terminators. They get to re-roll wounds of 1 if the target is the closest eligible unit.
Nice.
I'm also going on their abilities because the weapons are pretty much the same. You've not got Shroud Terminators, have you? Death Shroud.
No, the only thing I've noticed is the attacks have gone up on a lot of things.
Oh, has it? Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah. A Flail of Corruptions bringing 6 attacks. A Bubonic Blade bringing 4 attacks. I think it was 3 attacks before. I could be wrong. Please correct me if I'm
wrong. The other model, your Baby Brute, that's still there. Nice. Now the Baby Brute, he's got Hell Brute Fist, sorry, and his melee weapon gets the keyword twin linked, so you get to reroll your wound. That's insane. On a charge, if you end in engagement range, roll 1d6 on a 2+. That enemy suffers d3 mortal wounds. Ouch. This model, your Death Guard, your Hell Brute is mean.
Yeah, that's mean.
And then he's got something to do with the contagion.
Hellbrute Fist, Strength 12, 3 damage each, 5 attacks, -2 AP, weapon skill of 3+.
Re-rolling all of those wound rolls as well.
I have to say, I quite like that now with the profiles, because before they used to have you can use Power Fist, and then there'll be things saying add 1 to the ballistic skill. So I like that they've actually just
sodded that off.
Not written that out. They've just written what the ballistic skill is.
Yeah.
A bit more clear.
Chaos Spawn, you don't have any of those. Ooh,
I haven't yet. No.
my Mephitic. Is it Mephitic? What was it? Mephitic.
Mephitic.
Mephitic
Yeah.
Blight Hauler.
Commander Azza has coached as well. It's Mephitic Blight Haulers.
Each time a
They are
model,
looking like a similar loadout.
yeah, you get +1 to your attack rolls, and they've got a +5, a 5+ invul save. Didn't they have a 5+ before?
I think so.
They didn't
They've
have 10
yeah,
wounds though, did they?
and they were quite high. I think it might be
Okay,
7.
okay. Their toughness is 9 now.
Yeah,
Jeez.
that's gone higher. They're a tank hunter, so yeah, the vehicle unit you add 1 to the wound roll.
Oh, now your bloat drone can
Yeah,
shoot and declare a charge if in which it fell back. That's going to be useful.
nice.
That's going to be really useful, especially if he's got a
Although
mower
it
fleshy
depends
thing.
if I bring the plague splitters or I bring my flesh mower.
Well, why not both? You've got both, haven't you? Yeah.
I've got two spitters and 1 mower.
Did he have did they have a +5 invul save as well?
Um,
I think they did,
I
didn't they?
don't know if they did. Oh, I can't remember. But I'll tell you one thing for sure: is the
Yeah.
flesh mower had 12 attacks and now it's got 10 attacks.
But
And
it's
they
got
do 2 damage each, and I can't remember. I think they may have only done 1 damage before.
and they've got lethal hits as well. Your plague
Oh,
spear
nice.
is a +2, so it's a d6 +2, ignores covers. That's good.
So with the melee weapons, I've listed out flesh mower and plague probe. Does that mean that you use both in melee and have 10 attacks 1 and 3 with the other, or do you just choose a profile?
This model is equipped with a flesh mower and a plague probe. This model can be replaced. It can replace 1 heavy Blight Lord launcher and 2 plague spitters. I don't know. Yes, you attack with both of them, I assume.
Because that is a very big difference then. Because
You've
in
got
ninth you had 3, 4 different weapons, and you had so many attacks that model could do, and you split them
yeah.
or chose. So that whereas it seems like the melee maybe follow more like shooting. If it's equipped with it, you can use it,
I'm excited for that.
which will that'll be good and interesting. It will make your and obviously as long as people are, I think the key will be making sure that people have paid for what they have on their data sheet.
So it looks to me like they've taken a leaf out of the Crusade with the PowerPoints. So your PowerPoints are include doesn't matter what weapon you've got. That's why a lot of them have gone up loads because you can either have the strongest weapon or the weakest weapons. They're all slightly different now. It doesn't seem to be individual based on like upgrades that you pay for. You just pay for 150 points for, let's say, the Plague Spewer, let's say, and it comes with whatever is in the options you choose.
Right, so it's preloaded,
Yeah.
preload out.
But the cost is predetermined, so it doesn't matter what you bring
Yeah,
on the loadout. It's going to cost that much regardless. That's what it looks like to me. I could be wrong.
yeah.
Talking about your plague spewer. Wow, this model has it's got the. Have you seen the spore lace shockwaves?
No, I haven't. Where's that?
So in your shooting phase, when this model is shot, if 1 or more of those attacks lands, and it hits against an infantry, that infantry is battle shocked. That's pretty damn mean. You can force somebody who's on an objective marker. You've still got indirect fire.
Where are you? Sorry.
The plague burst crawler.
Oh, you've moved on to paper. Sorry, I didn't hear you say you moved on to paper scroll. I thought you said
My apologies. I'm getting excited.
okay. So, full disclosure, though, I have seen comments that basically it's. I think the points wise, it's a lot of points.
Is it? I
Yeah,
think I've got the points up somewhere. Hang on.
I'm sure. So there's been mention of someone saying that basically that it's so it's 175 points. I mean, that doesn't seem that bad to me.
It's the price of a tank, that is. Oh, here we go.
Yeah,
Your
I mean,
points for free.
if it can do these things as well, I don't, and it's got all these loadouts. To me, yeah, I'd spend that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think the problem is I think some people are being very they want their army to be the strongest army.
Yeah.
But, you know, they had expectations that everyone else would get nerfed, but they wouldn't.
Oh,
Like you were saying earlier, every army has been completed enough to rewritten.
yeah, definitely.
So stop whinging about it. Basically, play it,
Yeah,
try it
107.
out, see how it goes. and then you can moan about the more specifics rather
Yeah,
than just generally moan about all of it.
absolutely. So your plague burst crawler is 175 points. Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same price as actually the tanks. The dreadnoughts are more expensive, I think now.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah, and if I can battle shock you, then that's something pretty decent.
insane. And then you've got land raiders, you've got annihilators, so Death Guard Predator Annihilator, Death Guard Predator Destructor, which are just like the old-fashioned models that you can get.
Yeah,
you can get cheap, and
I do like that. The degrading now is just that it's not as strong hitting.
oh
With
yeah, thank
wounds.
God for that. I used to really hate that.
Yeah, rather than being like, oh yeah, your movements are now this, this is now that. It's just if you've got 1 to 4 wounds remaining, you subtract 1 from your hit rolls.
Mm.
Much more simple.
Oh, Morty Boy's appeared. Should we skip him? Yeah, we'll skip
He
Morty.
got leaked quite a bit, didn't he? A lot of people.
Well, they released his information a while ago. So your icon.
I don't own.
No.
I don't own Mortarian yet.
So the icon bearer, which is a really random model, I think, which you add to your plague marines. Although he can be a leader as well now. So he's no longer just he's a HQ.
Yep.
He +1s to your objective control.
So if you really, really want to hold that objective, get him in there.
Mm. And then once per battle, at the end of your movement,
it's a seed of disease.
Yeah.
You're not.
You
didn't say what they're called.
Sorry, seed of disease. Yeah, your contagion range once per battle is 12 inches. That's pretty mean.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't say that I'm going to rush out to get him.
No. And then always got the Myocytic.
The miasmic. Yeah, that was in the 9th codex as well. So really basically, it's got a noxious stink. So
it's got an attack.
Got this. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
A ranged weapon.
I didn't know that.
It used to amplify aura abilities and stuff.
Yeah, so. But now they've given it an attack. I mean, it's not very strong, but still.
Yeah, it's still something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have it's something I haven't got. I have and ahed over it a few times, but it is quite expensive for what it is. But it is a big model.
Hang on. While the enemy unit is in engagement range of this fortification from your army, that unit can be selected to select either ranged attacks, pistols. If the models do not need to,
while it's trying to destroy it, you can still shoot it.
Wait, you can put people. Can you put people in it? No, you can't. So why is it on about desperate escape? Oh, okay, yeah. I thought you could put something in it. That would be crazy. You've got
it's basically a furnace, isn't it?
Yeah, it explodes on a D3. It's got infiltrators. They'd look cool for terrain. I don't know whether you bring. That's the only reason why
I'd really bother getting it. Is mainly for a bit of terrain. Probably wouldn't bring it with the rules myself, but I've said this about a lot of things and then changed my mind when I've actually played it.
So what's your overall thoughts as a Death Guard player?
Not bad, actually. Quite excited to have a go, see how it actually works, see how it holds up against your armies.
Yeah.
I like the fact that it's all been simplified.
Yeah.
A little bit upset about Disgusting and Resilient, but I can see that actually in true Games Workshop style, they take away with one hand and they give with the other.
Yeah.
And they are going to be a very. I can already see they're going to be a hard unit like army to get off the objectives.
Yeah. Oh.
So your strategy should be stop me getting anywhere near the objectives to start with.
Yeah. One of the Lords of Contagions has on a 4+, the enemy unit in engagement range stuff as a mortal wound. Sorry, 1 mortal wound. Just saw that. Thought you might be interested. Well, we didn't talk about the Lord of Virulence.
No, we didn't.
Light bombardment.
I used to ring him quite a bit.
Yeah. Twin linked, ignores cover, torrent infantry +2. He's pretty mean. Invul save. Anyway, yeah. So I'm looking forward to you bringing Death Guard, and like we said in the last sort of Waffle and War yesterday, we should do a Death Guard versus Ultramarines because that was the first armies that we had, and I am 100% there.
The first games we played.
Yes.
Good. Well, off of this, we will discuss some dates.
Yes,
get
definitely.
something in, and hopefully get a video out, battle report out soon.
Yeah,
We're gonna watch. On Native Winters has released another 10th battle report, so we're gonna start watching some of those, get a feel for the game,
yeah, yeah.
get swatted up. It's gonna be a long one for us because we're gonna have to do a lot of RTF bidding.
We are, we are. I was liking the idea of filming us playing the first game, but I'm starting to think actually probably not.
I think if we start off with the intention to, and then we
Okay.
can see whether it just descends into chaos or not.
Okay, I like that idea.
Yeah,
We can always upload a half-assed video and basically say, well, we tried, and yeah, we need to learn the rules a bit
yeah. I
more.
mean, because we could sort of upload our first term maybe.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, if it is one where actually we're really struggling,
yeah,
because we are not, like we said before, we've not had weeks and weeks where Games Workshop has sent this stuff out to us and consulted us during the designing of the new game. We've not had information given to us. We're learning it as everybody else is learning
yeah.
it.
Despite,
Until we get to how many subscribers do we
I was
need before Games Workshop will
I
consider
was
us
going to
relevant?
say, despite the fact that I reached out to Games Workshop and said, "Can you help us out a little bit, blood? Come on, bruv, help us out." And they were like, "Nah, mate, you need like 10,000 subscribers," and we're at
10,000.
600. Yeah, we're at six
Yeah.
hundred and something, which we
So
appreciate all of you, but
we've got a little ways to go.
yeah.
Although I would just like to say that my grandma tells me that I am very relevant. So
Well, there you go. You see, I'm glad that
yeah,
she's.
I don't know why Games Workshop don't share the same view.
I know, right? I know. Anyway, right.
Just
So, we've waffled and warred now for 56 minutes, which we've gone well over our 30
the
minutes.
world. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all
Um,
right because our favourite fan listened to us twice, so
yeah, yeah.
now I can only listen to us once.
You might listen to us twice. So, okay, favorite fan and everybody else listening, and if you made it to this part of the video, give yourself a good CBW point. Question would be then, closing question is, do you think? No, wait, no. Would you like to see us play our first game and bring you along with the journey so you can see how awkward it is for us and you and everybody else to play 10th edition? Because I imagine not a lot of people are having the chance to play 10th edition yet because it's still coming out in reams and streams and laser
Yeah,
beams.
I mean, Point said he actually got released today,
Yep, today. Yep.
so in theory, everyone, those that have been playing it have either been given the points beforehand,
Yep.
as we've just said, or we suggested yesterday, we were talking, weren't we, about if we didn't have points before we play, we'll use the 9th edition points,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
make do. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to know what the current channel people releasing have been using, because we've been waiting, obviously.
I suspect that they've had their points leaked. They were given to them a long time ago.
A while ago, yeah,
Yeah.
most likely.
Anyway, so like, subscribe, tell your mums. Remember, if you would like to listen to us on Spotify, we're on Spotify. We're also on YouTube, and we're also on Instagram. And you can find links to all of them on YouTube at the top right hand corner. So yeah, not sure what that noise was there. Is that a dog?
Yeah, it's the neighbour's
I was
dog.
gonna say you don't
That
have a dog. It
likes to
sounded
come out.
it sounded like somebody going whoop, like yeah, go team, whoop.
Yeah, it's a dog that would easily pass for a horse,
Excellent.
and he likes to come out to wake the children up.
Those kind of
Helpful.
dogs. Yeah, yeah. All right.
Although
Well,
I did say to my wife the other night that we can't go and say anything to them because they'll just point out how noisy the kids are.
yeah. You either live next to a noisy neighbour, and if you don't, then you are the noisy neighbour, or you live
Yeah,
in a detached house.
we are the noisy neighbours in our house,
Yes,
unfortunately.
so are we. You got kids allowed to. Anyway, so we digress. This is not waffle and war. This is not child and war. This is waffle and war. Yeah, like, subscribe, tell your mums.
Child of War's how you end up on a list.
Like, subscribe, tell your mums. Don't forget to move the troops, and we will do this next week at some point and upload it. And yeah, bye.
Bye.